You know that feeling when your productivity just comes to a grinding halt? Well, that's what happened this week. Towards the end of last week, I was working on getting the final shape of the train wheel bridge and the barrel bridge completed. And then on Friday afternoon, the bombshell came that my wife was required to go interstate for 3 days. And that's what happened at the beginning of this week. And it wouldn't be so bad, but you know, we have a just turned 3-year-old and she didn't take to that quite lightly. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of waking up and crying through the night, and the workshop is quite a distance away and I probably wouldn't be able to hear her crying. So yeah, I just made the decision to spend those nights with her and comfort her through, you know, obviously some trying times for her. She definitely missed her mum, and it was great. You know, I got to spend some pretty quality, you know, daddy-daughter time with her, which I love. But now the wife is back. It's time to get cracking on this workpiece. So, you know, I have a lot of footage of me just I'm pretty happy at where it is right now. So one thing with this design that I'm kind of incorporating is really sharp internal corners, because I feel that, you know, if someone's going to make a watch using machinery and, you know, make things more profitable, you know, they're not going to spend the time on making super sharp internal corners. And I think it's almost a sign of like something that's handmade as well. So that's why in my design, I've incorporated these sharp corners around the jewels. The outer diameter around the jewels is not exactly perfect how I want it, but I'm getting there. And I think what I'm going to do as well in the future is make some blanks and just practice getting the correct shape of the train wheel bridge. So I'm quickly going to run through a couple of the steps that I'll hopefully have completed next week. At the beginning of this week, some material arrived, and it's 1mm German silver rod. So I'm going to use these to create the alignment pins. Then I'm going to start on the balance bridge. One thing that I want to note is that this hole here is where the shockproof setting is going to sit. And originally I thought that I was going to create the hole with the jeweling tool and reamer and press it in like the other jewels, but that is not the case. I actually have to bore this hole out in the lathe. So it's going to be a bit of a process setting this back in the lathe, centering it bang on this hole, and then opening it up. I think it's only 0.4 of a mil I need to open this hole. Then I can move on to creating the recesses and test the balance wheel out for end shake and side shake. And then I'm going to clean everything extremely thoroughly, assemble the barrel train wheel bridge, test the lever out, and then I'll come back and test the whole watch with the balance wheel in as well. And obviously oil all the components as I go. So that will be pretty interesting, I think. Aiming for next week to have that done. If that all goes smoothly, I can start practicing more on the decorative finishing of the watch and the components that I'm making before moving on to the dial, the case, and the hands. So I'm super excited for that. This is just a quick update. I'm going to keep slogging through because I want to have this first watch prototype completed before the end of June.